They're the dumb phones. You know the ones I mean. They're also called the brick phones. They're the old Nokias. You know, you're able to throw them from a very tall building, go back to them, and not a scratch. You'd be able to walk away and play your snaky game. And grow your snake. And away you go. They made calls. Some of them, slightly more advanced brick phones, were able to get into the Wi-Fi and the Gs, whatever that may be. Although I think they're shutting down 2G soon. I'm sure they'll be shutting down that old technology. But anyway, it's being said that they are going through the roof sales-wise. Prices for them are going through the roof on the bidding type sites, on the website, on wherever you can buy them. Prices are skyrocketing. Why? Well, because what's the opposite of dumb? The opposite of dumb is smart, isn't it? And of course, what you're gonna need for your digital ID, if that is to take effect, you're gonna need one of these smartphones that are heavily connected to the grid, to the Gs, to the internet, of course, because it's going to need to be connected to everything. And therefore, people are saying, hang on a minute then, I will just revert back to my lovely dumb phone, my brick phone, and I'll be more than happy with that, because it's good to talk and it's just about communication. The internet piece, well, my life is more peaceful without it anyway. So ticking the boxes for a couple of things there. There is, I think we need to include a however here, though, yeah, because I think there's an ever so slight point being missed. I very much get the sentiment of it, and if enough people did it, then of course, if anything else, it's a message, yeah, and I completely get that. But the small point I think we're missing on this is when they say to individuals, let's give a specific example. Somebody is already on medication, for whatever that may be. And next time you go to want to pick up your prescription, yeah, or maybe make a doctor's appointment, maybe you even got through to the surgery. Well, we were, right? And then they say to you, oh, you now need to log in on your digital ID. Yeah, it's the only way you can do it. Well, I can't do that. I've got one of these phones that don't connect to that. Sorry, yeah, I haven't got it. You don't get your medication then, or you don't get your doctor's appointment. And then eventually, because seeing some of the things that they want to connect to this, work backwards from the sort of Chinese model, they also want to work in some social credit scoring into this. So eventually, I'm sure there'll be plans for the digital currency, which will mean more eradication of cash. So there'll be finance, healthcare, and basically all facets of society and life, yeah, that mean that if you're not part of it, you can't operate in society, which is sounding better by the day anyway. We all know that. However, for many of us, stuck on that matrix type hamster wheel, it's certainly not as easy and straightforward as that, is it, right? We would like it to be, oh, we've got one of these dumb phones, ain't gonna happen. But if they pose a challenge like that moving forward, whether it be to do with healthcare, money, finance, banking, all of it, right, these key parts of living your life, then there's eventually going to be an issue. And a little bit like, remember the juice, you can't go on holiday, you can't do this, you can't do that. This is how the sort of coercion works. So long story short, it's just a case of it can't be implemented at all, right? Whether it be smartphone, dumb phone, whatever workaround people are thinking, yeah, when it comes to the social credit scoring type systems of the future that they're looking for, it ultimately can't be implemented and shouldn't be implemented. That's it. Yeah, that near 3 million people that signed a petition, yeah, that's how that thought process is, yeah. The workarounds may only work to a certain point, yeah, until the real coercion and bits start to come into play in the future. It's just an observation, and well, let me know your thoughts about it. Ta-ta.